Let's get this banner off. Here we go. Hey, everyone! I was fine all day long. Welcome to another episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. Thanks very much for joining us here on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Google, Apple. We appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment. Let us know what you thought of this topic. It's going to be a little controversial, I think. Some people are going to have different feelings about it. If you're a collector within any of the vintage or modern toy lines, if you're a toy collector, you'll understand what we're talking about with this topic. I know you can see the title below. We are going to talk about hijacking sales posts, especially within Facebook groups or community groups on various websites. So you'll know what we're talking about if you're a seasoned collector, if you've been around for a little bit. We're going to talk about different ways that can happen and what our thoughts are, so it'll be a fun conversation, I think. We're going to bring the fellas in a moment. I'm just going to remind everybody we are also on Patreon. So you can go over to patreon.com/5idiotstalkingtoys. The link is below. If you like what we're doing, if you want to follow along and get some additional benefits and content, you can become a member there. You're going to get early access to all of our YouTube videos. You're going to get previews of modern and vintage collectibles that will be for sale shortly thereafter on our sales page, rogue5toys.com. And you'll also get exclusive content like 5 Idiots After Dark. So we put those on just for Patreon. Let's bring the fellas in now. Rapid fire. We've got Charles. We've got Brandon. We've got Christopher and Lord Walden. Welcome, fellas.
Hello, Shane.
Hey, thanks for having us on.
Anytime. All right. So let's jump into the conversation. John, you had this topic suggestion. I think it's a fun one. Everybody was ready to go as soon as you suggested it. Hijacking sales posts. It's a matter of, I don't want to say ethics. It's just a matter of common decency, courtesy, couth, decorum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's one of
situational awareness.
Ooh, like that one.
Favorite word is uncouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds so dirty.
I think there are a lot of them that are not kind of malicious, just annoying. But there are some malicious ones for sure.
And then there's also a middle ground. There's probably some that are making it seem like they're not trying to do something when they really are. They know what they're doing. You know, they're doing it in a friendly way.
Yeah.
But kick us off. What's the first easiest example that jumps out to you when you see a certain type of comment? Let's say you've got person A is the seller. They're in
Wait, what are they selling? They're
selling a Luke Bespin vintage Star Wars figure, orange hair.
A Black Panther.
Orange hair. Orange hair.
Wow,
I didn't realize that they were going for that much. I bought mine 2 years ago for X dollars.
Right. So they're hijacking the post in the sense of, creating questionability about the pricing that's being asked for, or
they're worth that much. Oh, I can't wait. I gotta sell mine.
Yeah. Like
that's a good one.
It's basically saying like, oh, this is overpriced, or in my opinion, this is too much, or
I got 7 of them.
Yeah.
Well,
right. It's why don't you message me? I got some to sell.
I actually have 7 of them.
Of course you do.
God, those drawers are so big.
The drawers are so full. But yeah, I mean, that does have a tendency to kind of like
Drawers. So big.
I know Brandon loves when he hears that. Drawers
that
are
does
so
have
big.
a tendency to sabotage a post for sure. When someone points out that like if it's the wrong accessory for the wrong like COO or whatever, that also does it too. If you know.
Oh, God.
They're selling for
The
that much.
worst ones.
They're selling for that much. Send me a PM. I have one.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so you've got a couple of derailments there. You've got a derailment, kind of bringing the pricing into question, bringing the legitimacy. Well, not the
the
legitimacy,
seller, no.
but like the accessory doesn't match the COO. Basically, you're calling into question the sale on an aspect that not everybody cares about.
Yeah.
Some people do. Don't get me wrong. It's not like one guy. There's a lot of people that do care about matching factory correct accessories with figures. But that's a minority. I mean, the average person wants to get a nice quality accessory and figure and don't care if it matches the factory. And I got to believe it's mostly Star Wars people that are into this. I mean, are G.I. Joe people doing this? Are Motu people matching factories? I mean, do they even care about that stuff?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm not in those groups. I don't know.
When someone lists something for sale, they're listing what is in the picture for sale.
Right.
Like, if it's not the right hat or accessory, that's what it is in the picture. They're selling what it is in the picture. You don't have to tell them what's wrong. You don't have to say anything other than claim or nothing. Just don't say a word.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, a lot of this grief could be saved by just a direct message. If you feel like you have to tell somebody, tell the seller. Don't tell the whole world, because it kind of negates their credibility as a seller too.
Right. Everybody makes a
people see
mistake
that.
every now and then.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if
yeah.
they
People see
paired the
that.
wrong thing, right?
People will see that as a neglectful kind of thing on the seller's part, and then they lose trust in the seller.
Hey, didn't Brandon have an example of this recently? Somebody that maybe not somebody. I don't know if you were friend. I can't remember who it was. It was somebody if you were friendly with them or not. But regardless, you knew the person enough to reach out to them and say, "Hey, I think the accessory you have in that photo could be repro. Check it out for this." And you saved the guy some embarrassment. You saw it like early on after he posted it. You didn't call him out in public, and he got to save some face by taking care of it himself.
It was a rare. Less common figure that they posted, which commands a higher dollar value. We're talking in the hundreds, I would say. So not your typical figure, where the figure usually complete maybe $40.
Mm-hmm.
And I PM'd him and I said, "Hey, I think that this item is a forgery. I suspect that you should probably take a look at it before you sell it and create a problem for yourself."
Who was the seller, Brandon?
How dare you?
I'm not naming names.
Yeah.
So how did he react to that?
He
Or
he or she said that they got it from a credible source that they've never had problems with before, and that they would take a look at it. And upon further investigation, they determined that the figure was indeed a forgery.
Oh, what kind of forgery was it? That was like a Mark II Stormtrooper.
It was a fake hollow tubes Tusken, where it was like a bad boob job. Those things were botched. I mean, it was
a Dremel job, right?
Yeah, it was Dremel to the tubes and paint in the middle and marker.
Or a hot nail job.
But the key thing is that you PM the guy to tell him, not to publicly say it and start a whole comment section and try and blow the guy's spot up.
Now, trust me, everybody knows a couple people that they'd rather just blow up all over Facebook and make them look bad because of other issues, personal issues that they have with them. But, I choose not to do that. To me, that seems very petty. And this is we're talking about toys here. This isn't like, we don't really need to go there with some of these comments that people make. At the end of the day, we are collecting toys or buying toys and selling toys. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that important. So I don't know why people need to get personal about certain things and post all that. Just either claim it or don't comment. Like, I don't know why people need to make comments.
People really feel cool about this stuff. It's like they need this to be like the central part of their life because they have nothing else going on.
Some people need to prove their knowledge, right? Like they need to insert themselves.
They're hijacking, Brandon. You ever see a movie where someone hijacks a plane? It's very intense.
I watched Passenger 57 last week.
Very
I watched,
intense.
What's the one with
Snakes on a
Wesley
Plane.
Snipes?
Snakes on a
Snakes
Plane.
on a Plane. Wesley Snipes.
Very intense. Very intense.
Passenger 57. I hadn't seen it in probably 20 years.
Which one? Who's in that one?
Wesley Snipes. If you play roulette, always bet on black. That one. Snakes on a Plane is Mace Windu.
Motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
That's Mace Windu.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, that was Lawrence Fishburne. Okay.
Lawrence Fishburne.
If you thought Passenger 57 was good, like from your childhood when you remember watching it, just leave it there and just have those good memories. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not as good as I wanted.
The only
it to
one
be.
that I think of is Air Force One.
Yeah.
With Harrison.
Passenger 57's okay, but it doesn't need to be rewatched. You could.
Can we get back to the topic, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Was Brandon hijacking?
He was hijacking the topic. I actually have one. It actually annoys me so much, and it takes everything for me to just shut my mouth always and not say anything. But especially like me, I'll list something, and I'll put it'll be a mock, and I'll explain the whole mock, and I'll say the blister has a slight tint of yellow, and then the first comment would be, if that blister wasn't yellow, I'd buy it in 4 seconds.
Oh yeah,
that's a bad
all over it.
I don't care.
Here's another.
Said it's yellow.
Here's another one.
You need to bring it up and call it out.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Lately, I think you were selling something, and I don't know what it was, but let's just say $500. Someone said, "I'll give you $450." That sale now, that sale's done. Someone's throwing out a lower price. So someone who needs that item, he's thinking about it now. Oh, this guy wants to give him $450. Maybe it's not really worth the $500.
Of course,
that he's asking. No,
I think
that
it was within
that moron who's throwing out $450. He's lowballing it.
So that guy is a scumbag, and he is going to be booted from. No, I don't care. He's going to be booted from the page. He has been warned many times already, and that is the perfect way to kill a post.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that I do claim sales. I try and get the price correct at where it's going to sell instantly or quickly. I'm not always right, but let something sit longer than 24 hours to be respectful. It's called etiquette before you make an offer. And even if you want to make an offer through PM, go ahead and do that. Make an offer in message. I have no problem with that. But when you're doing it publicly and it's only been listed for 3 minutes and you commented after 1 minute, you just killed the whole listing.
My favorite thing is when you put the deal or no deal page.
Yeah, it's again, I don't. If he watches the show or not, I don't really care. This is your last time. This is your last warning because you're done. I am so sick of that. It's rude. It's just
you know what? You're talking about a sale post on Rogue 5 Toys, our sales page that goes along with the podcast, and the reason why I'm saying that is you have control over those posts as an admin. Luckily.
Absolutely.
And the comments as well. So if there's somebody being any sort of abusive in the comments, you can delete something if you wanted to. But in an open group where you're not an admin and you're just making a post, you have no control over what people are commenting. So once somebody comments something that will derail your sale in any way, you're kind of screwed. You could maybe delete your whole post, but your sale might be totally screwed.
People just don't realize what it does to a sale when you make a dumb comment or just do any remark in general that has nothing to do with the sale. You're not looking at the big picture at what it's doing to it.
And when you're on a business, toy page, there's a number of toy shops that have pages that we follow and stuff. Rogue 5 is Rogue 5 Toys is our version of that. Those places that are businesses and regular sellers, they're not looking for a quick sale. They've priced their item accordingly and they're posting it. maybe there's some random guy out there that needs to sell something for a given reason and needs a quick sale. The guys who follow you and your collectibles that you put up, they know you're posting a fair price. You're not looking for a quick sale. Don't make an offer after 12 minutes it's been up. That's ridiculous. It's not a deal or no deal.
This last one was literally 1 minute. One minute.
1 minute. And you know what? that guy is TR done. Done.
So what else, guys? Any other examples or thoughts? You guys hit some big ones that I had in mind.
I saw one.
There's a lot of them. Like whether you're
many.
selling a loose figure or whatever it is, and like let's say you put like displays nicely or it's pretty nice, and then someone writes, "Well, what would it grade?" And it's like it's going to grade a 70 or a 75. Are you really going to like call it out and say it's going to? But the person's asking that on purpose because he knows it's obviously not getting an 85 or something.
Well, I'll give you an example that's very similar to that, but totally worded differently. You post a figure and you make a comment on the condition. You say this is a nice displayable figure.
Okay,
that's
John?
kind of.
Yeah, I was hiding a yawn.
You say something like, middle of the road. It's a nice displayable figure, very good condition. And then somebody comments like, is that a rub on his back leg? Or, starts asking you to pinpoint things that they think they see and starts pointing out negative. Like, you didn't claim it was mint. Yeah. You said, I provided 6 photos, please check the photos, but in my opinion, this is a nice displayable figure. Somebody starts, does he have rub on his hair and on his hand? Am I seeing that right? And then you're just like, I wasn't hiding anything. It's right there in the photos. I didn't claim it was mint, but now you're making it look like it's a piece of garbage, right?
Mm-hmm. So we're not here yet, but we're almost at the point where you can just make a post and say, first person who sends me a PM will get it. And no comments. You just close the post. They can't write anything. They just have to just send you a message and you sell it. Like we're almost at that point.
Then they will write in the comments, shoot, I always miss these.
Yeah.
Well, another one is where the conversations that happen about something that has nothing to do with the toy on the page.
Oh my god.
On the listing drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Who usually does that?
That's when the DreamWorks trolls come out.
DreamWorks Trolls movie plays in the background.
Yeah. When you guys were saying, like, if you're not going to type claim, don't say anything. I hear what you're saying with that, but if somebody does have something genuinely nice and pleasant to say about the item, not let's start a conversation here, but if it's like, oh, this is a really nice example, or that's a hard to find.
Thank you.
This looks great, hard to find figure, good luck, something like that. You kind of do appreciate the engagement on it and the bump on it, because the way Facebook works is if your post has 5 comments versus no comments, it's going to get seen by more people in their feed. So you don't mind that, and it's nice to get a nice comment on a nice collectible. But anything other than that, like, it's just not necessary.
It's like what your mama always taught you. If you have nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing.
The golden rule, John.
Right. Just because you can say something doesn't mean you should.
Well, that, and you can tag somebody, like...
Tag somebody, yeah.
On the other side, you don't have to say really good price. Like, you don't have to write anything.
No, you don't have to write. No,
just
of course not.
Just like throw a tag out who who's gonna buy it, and then someone writes claim. You don't have to say like lowest price I've ever seen, really good price, awesome seller.
I know somebody who does that on every single post.
You don't have to, but it's not a bad thing. But you don't have to do it.
No, it's not a bad thing.
Who is this person?
I will not say the name, but there's somebody who obviously has way too much time on their hands and has a newborn baby they should be paying attention to, and not every single sales post all over Facebook. But,
oh my god!
You know,
No, Christopher tags someone, and then that person replies with a backhanded comment about the items for sale. Like,
you know,
I'm holding out for the California stand version.
Once in a while, I'll see something that I genuinely have never seen before. You know, something really odd or foreign or whatnot. Once in a blue moon, I'll comment like, "Wow, this is amazing! Never seen this before. Didn't know this even existed." You know, something like that. Like that's as far as I would go. I do it once in a blue moon.
Nope.
But if it's not something nice and easily identifiable as a positive comment, I don't even attempt. Why even waste your time?
Yeah.
Like whatever people's pricing is, let it be. It'll either sell or it won't sell, and that's it.
Knowing that we have a sales page, I delete comments all the time. I honestly boot people all the time. I don't care. I have zero patience. If it's someone that's like really active and stuff like that, then if they make a dumb remark, I'll just delete it. But if it's someone who has literally never responded once in the 2 years you've been on the page, and then you write like, "Wow, that's a real big piece of garbage," just gone, just done, just not dealing.
And understand, like in our group, we have over 2,500 people in Rogue 5, following the sales page. So it's, Chris is saying that a little bit tongue in cheek. You have to do something worthy of getting booted out of that group, but there's plenty of people who are behaving themselves and having fun with us.
It doesn't
So
take a whole lot.
There's 2,500. There's no way that all those people are subbed onto this podcast.
no, they're not. And we have a podcast page on Facebook for 5 Idiots Talking Toys. We share posts there. We put some fun posts up. We share our episode links there. I would love to get more people to go over to Facebook right now and just give us a like on our Facebook page. The link's in the description below. That'd be great.
At the very least, these people are watching prices, watching what things are selling for. At the very least, they can hit subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to hurt them. Like,
if you're here now and you're checking out this episode, please throw us a subscribe. That would help us out a lot. We'd appreciate it.
Probably mentioned you during this episode.
If you don't subscribe to the channel, Chris is going to boot you out of Rogue 5.
The enforcer.
Yeah, who had the Christopher the enforcer?
So I actually added a new question for when you're joining our group.
Mm-hmm.
And the first question is, if you do not read these 3 questions before joining, you're going to be automatically declined. Mm-hmm. And you know how many people try joining our page and they don't answer any of the questions?
So,
I have denied so many people for not answering the questions.
I do it all the time.
We just want to know that you're not a bot, basically, and that you are in the toy collecting hobby. Answer
Correct.
a couple.
Yes.
I mean, these questions are brainless. These questions you have.
Here's
it's like
something funny.
What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Here's something funny. Someone has bought 3 items. I know he bought one off me and one off Brandon. I'm not sure who the third one is. He answers 0 questions. So when I clicked on him, I'm like, he answered 0 questions, but he's actually made a few purchases and he paid and everything.
He slipped by the enforcers.
There might have been people that didn't answer because it was before the time that we had the questions on there.
And I was just going to say that. So
grandfathered in.
Everybody who's grandfathered in didn't answer the questions. When you go to their profile, it says hasn't answered questions. That's everybody.
Brandon hates when people are grandfathered in to things.
It's only been the last few months.
Hates it.
What's funny is that people will answer the second question, which is complete the sentence, and it's star. They'll answer wars. But they won't answer question 1 and 3 that says you will abide by the page or rules or whatever. And 3 is you will get booted if you don't pay and all that crap.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I actually looked at our history for the last month. I think we approved 37 people. I declined 67 and I blocked about 85.
Oh my gosh!
Because there's a lot of there's a lot of fake bots.
Rollman,
the bots.
Holman, Bowman.
There's just a lot of fake bots, and that's why you have the people answer the questions, just so we know that you're real. And when you come in this, profile, and it's of one picture, and it's like a really sexy girl in lingerie, like, you're not joining our toy page. Get out of here.
Automatically approved.
Yeah.
Anybody who has the initials JC automatically denied. There's a couple parameters we have.
There was one they tried to pull a fast one. It was Coleman, like Coalman.
Really?
Coleman. I was like, sure, buddy.
Is that like Kramer when he was the ass man?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else about hijacking? Anything that maybe pertains to a certain sales type or like a deal or no deal? Anything that's particular to that? I'm trying to think.
You just have Corey Bruneau on the show, and he'll tell you all the ways that he hijacks.
That he hijacks.
Yeah.
All right.
I got one more real quick one that I think bothers me the most. Well, probably not the most, but it's the most annoying for
Does
sure.
it really grind your gears?
It
John?
kind of grinds my gears. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But like when someone posts a figure and then someone else posts a picture of the one that they have in the comments to kind of like show off their toy. Their figure.
I have one too.
Oh, here's mine. Nobody asked. It's a sales post.
If you have pictures already on your phone of every one of your collectibles, that's an issue. And if you had the time to stop what you were doing and go take a picture of yours to put on someone else's post, that's a problem.
That's a really nice looking figure you got there, but have you seen mine?
Let me ask you this, John. Like, here's a good example. When you see Zen's posts of pizzas, do you go out to your pizza oven and immediately take a picture of your Georgian pizza and put it on his post?
No, Zen's pizzas look
so great.
There's no way I would do that.
His pizzas look so
phenomenal.
Good. I want that pizza every time.
Convention and make some pizzas.
Oh man, that's what he needs to do.
Every single time I see them, I'm like, this is what he should be doing, is making those pies because they look amazing.
He's in Saskatchewan making most delicious looking pizza pies.
You guys all
They
failed.
don't even eat pizza.
You guys all failed. I wanted John to say what his thing that bothers him is, and all of us just not say a word.
Oh, they hijacked your idea.
Was I supposed to know that? Where was I supposed to know that?
Chris did this so many episodes ago. He said something and no one said anything, and he's like, "Really? You're not gonna say anything? It's just."
That's good. Me? That's good. Look at Brandon's face.
Too late.
God.
John said something, and we're all just like...
Listen, moral of the story is selling is not fun. It's not as easy as it is. It's like I said, it's certainly not fun. You have to have a lot of patience.
You have a lot of thick skin.
A lot of people just love to comment stupid, pointless things, and you need to know where to draw the lines, honestly. So when it's a repeat offender, then they have to go.
The worst thing let's wrap this up with this thought. The worst thing you could do, we've talked about a couple different ways of hijacking, whether it's just kind of going off topic, having conversations, doing silly stuff. But the worst kind of hijack that you could do to a sales post is to call into question the credibility in terms of the price or the quality of the figure or the seller without really knowing anything about the seller. That's how you ruin somebody's sales post. So if you do feel like there might be an issue that you could bring up, reach out to the seller directly. What are we looking at here?
I'm trying to hide the name, but it's not working, so I don't really care. But has not answered any of the questions.
No response. What's funny? I see people also that we know that are in the groups. I see the name all the time. I still decline them all the time. I still won't let them in. Answer the stupid question.
Declined. I didn't even answer wars.
I admin a couple of local, a couple of Facebook groups for my town that I started when I first moved into town 9 years ago. Yeah, I started a couple of local ones, and it was a way to get get the hang of running the Facebook group, the admin settings and stuff. But also, it kind of runs itself, and they've been popular groups in my area. Yeah,
You still run
Nobody
them now?
cares if Frank doesn't pick up his newspaper from the driveway, Janet.
no, it's not that kind of group. No. It's not that kind of group, but. One of them is like for events and activities, so people share like where there's going to be like concerts and like fairs in the summer and things like that.
Oh, they're coming Friday. I hate those guys. I
And
would
you're a
never
moderator
go see
on that?
them.
But it runs itself. So
You're a moderator?
no, I started it. I'm the admin. I started the group,
The admin?
but it's now up to like
Whoa!
8,000 people.
So you have time to do that, but you don't have time to open up a box
It-
underneath the desk?
It pretty much runs itself. There's a couple of moderators, but my point is that people, it's a Facebook thing. People try to join those groups as well, and they will not answer the questions and agree to the group rules, and they get denied.
Yeah.
They get automatically denied. I don't even have to do anything. It's like the admin has a feature. Like if they don't answer the questions, they're automatically denied.
We have to do that.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder if there's something
I love
where
seeing
people
some of
don't
these
get
people.
presented with the questions or something. Like they don't know about them.
Honestly, I think people
skipping
look at
over
it and they get mad, saying, "I have to answer questions
Yeah.
to join your group." I'm
That's
not
stupid.
answering questions. So you know what? Denied.
Yeah.
We don't want you in here anyway.
Yeah, denied.
Bye.
That's so dumb.
All right. Well, it always comes back to the same thing. It's kind of the golden rule that we said earlier in this episode. If you don't have anything nice to say within the groups, keep it to yourself. Like people will collect how they want to collect. They will sell how they want to sell within the group rules of that where they're posting. They're going to come up with their own pricing. If you don't agree with the price, scroll on. You don't have to comment. You don't have to make, kind of like underhanded comments like you bought yours for cheaper. Can't believe how high the price is now on this figure, whatever it is. Nothing nice to say. Move on. Don't spend your own minutes of your life commenting on something that has nothing to do with you. That's how I feel.
Yeah, what we should respond. The way we should respond to that is start your own group.
I think the perfect meme to just respond to all those is the one of Kermit the Frog
Oh, Charles loves that.
holding open the book, and on the title it says "How to Slap Someone Through the Internet."
Oh, I thought you meant the dancing Kermit. He likes
No,
the
no,
dancing
no,
Kermit.
no.
I've added a couple people to my book tonight.
There you go. People want to punch in the
People
face.
are punching the face.
I've added a couple names already because I know exactly who we're talking about.
Is that a Bible?
It is for Brandon.
Oh, it's a book.
Brandon's Bible.
It's a book I
People
bought.
want to punch in the face?
Charles is like 10 minutes late reading that.
What's funny is that my daughter, I haven't opened this up in years. I've had this book for a while, and my daughter must have taken it because she wrote a couple teachers' names in here.
And now the police are going to come to your house.
Please tell me Shane's on there.
Oh, I have to be on like at least
Please.
page 2. I have to.
Please. Hurry up and write
I'm
Shane on
like
there.
30 right now. So.
I'm giving you a little bit of time. Hurry up and write Shane.
Squeeze it in the margins. All right, I think that's going to do it for this episode, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in again with 5 Idiots Talking Toys. We appreciate it. We are now doing, more topics. We want to cover some trailers that are going to be coming out. We want to talk about movies and series periodically. They may not always be in our regular episodes. They may be extra content. They may be Patreon only. So if you check out the link below and join our Patreon as a member, you're going to get some of that content that we don't put on YouTube. And please subscribe to the channel. Comment below. Let us know what you thought about this topic. What do you think about people hijacking posts? What have you seen? What has happened on your sales posts, if anything? We'd love to hear that. And we will see you next time on YouTube or your favorite podcast app for 5 Idiots Talking Toys. Good night.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Why?